This is how to generate infinite inbound leads for online products and services. Guys, I know you're tired of chasing leads all the time, and so this is how you create leads on demand. This has been my calendar for the past 2 weeks with inbound and outbound setting. We got 12 new events, meaning we got 12 new people with new meeting set that we have been selling to. So there's 3 main ways to get clients if you want to grow your business. The first is referral, which is the most trustworthy and you have the highest conversions and is the simplest to close because they're getting a referral from someone else, meaning that that person's trust is also hinging on you and their authority, and the person is more likely to trust their friend than some random person online trying to sell them something. So the sale process for referrals is super easy. You message and then you call and then boom, you have a sale. The biggest thing is just having the referral system in place. Although the main 2 things that we're going to be touching on today are the inbound leads and outbound leads. So for inbound leads, the customer needs to consume your content and then you need to message them. And then you need to message them as well. The second message can be a call or a page or a VSL, some type of like that. And then you have the sale because you have more trust and more authority built. However, for outbound leads is the one that takes the longest because you need to go through the whole sales process with them. You need to message, you need to provide additional information, you need to follow up, you need to hold the first phone call or video call on Zoom or Google Meets, you need to reference or testimonials, meaning they need to see that you're able to get the results, you need to follow up with them, and then you need to have a second call, and then you finally have the sale. So outbound leads takes the longest time, inbound leads has one up on that, and referrals has the most. However, inbound leads obviously higher quality, referrals are obviously the top quality, so we want to get these 2 as much as we can. So what are the pros and cons of each method, inbound marketing and outbound marketing? Because if you're looking at referrals most of the time, it's based on clients you already have. So if you don't have any clients, then you're going to be mainly focusing on inbound marketing and outbound marketing. Outbound marketing is pretty much referring to marketing people outwards. So for example, like email marketing, social media DMs, that type of stuff, cold calling. So all be outbound marketing. Inbound marketing would be like creating content, running ads, that type of content, which drives people to you and automatically to your sales funnels. So outbound marketing, of course, is more one-on-one. So we're going to go through the pros and cons of each method so we can kind of weigh our odds and which one we should be doing at which stage of the business. So the outbound leads cons would be we have lower engagement. Sometimes you can perceive as intrusive or annoying about potential customers, leading to lower engagement rates. So short-term focus. Outbound marketing is more short-term focus, as leads only come if you have a high constant volume of potential customers being reached, meaning that if you stop doing outreach, you're going to stop getting leads and your business is going to stop growing as you don't have any money coming in. It's also a lower leads quality. They might have not been well targeted from those as inbound. And it's also linear growth. So only one message can only lead to one client unless you have a killer product or service that gets you referrals from clients. Another video will be dropping on this soon as well. So this is kind of the graph, how it looks. Linear growth versus exponential growth. So outbound is more of a linear growth curve. So if you send one message and you get one reply, and exponential growth is more like content and inbound marketing, as the more you get, the more referrals you get, more word of mouth, and exponential growth curve. I will be explaining more on this later. Outbound marketing also has a negative perception, as is if you're overly aggressive or not well targeted, it can be bad perceived, putting a hindrance on your brand image. It's also time and labor intensive, as you have longer sales cycle, as discussed previously in the 3 main ways to get clients. And you need people calling, sending, replying, and selling constantly to be successful. And you also need to have constant hiring and training, as people and your clients and your employees, they all churn. So for outbound marketing, what are the pros? The pros are you have immediate results. So tactics such as cold calling, direct email, advertising can generate immediate leads and quick results, which is beneficial for businesses looking for rapid growth and short-term gains. So this is one of the biggest reasons why people do short-term, but the main reason people do outbound marketing, as it gets them immediate results and they immediately get book calls and immediately get sales if they're good enough at selling. Scalability is another pro of outbound marketing as well, as the campaigns can be quickly scaled up or down depending on the need of the business. This flexibility allows companies to adjust their strategies based on the demand and the market conditions. So scalability pretty much means you can hire more people whenever you need, and you can fire as many people as you need depending on how many leads you can bring in and how big your sales team is for closing them as well. Targeted outreach. This also allows business to directly target specific individuals or companies that fits their ideal customer profile. This can be partially effective for B2B companies seeking high value clients. So if your client, for example, and you're a salt mine and your client is literally government, you're going to be having to outreach directly to them as well. Obviously, you can have content and build your authority and brand online, but at the end of the day, you need to talk directly to that client. So outreach is most effective for B2B companies. For B2C, meaning business to consumer, which means you're more selling a product directly to the end consumer, such as a finished like fidget spinner, for example, will be sold in Walmart to the consumer. That is B2C. B2B would be example if you're selling like a software to Walmart, that would be B2B. Easier measurements of return on investments. This is what ROI means. So the effectiveness of outbound marketing campaigns can often be measured more easily compared to inbound strategies, as business can track responses, conversions, sales directly linked to the specific outbound activities. So if you're doing outbound and you're not tracking all of your analytics, you're doing it wrong, as your team has to be inputting everything so you can analyze it and iterate and make it better. So this is the only reason that outbound will succeed for you. Mostly the B2B companies, as well as I mentioned before. So now let's go to inbound lead cons. So what are the negatives of inbound leads? It is slow results, as you need to build an audience, gain traffic that returns to you. They don't just watch one video and leave. You need to have a loyal audience, diehard fans. You also need to convert leads through your content, meaning your content that needs to be high quality. It also needs to build authority so people trust that you can actually get the results, and then they book calls through that. You also need consistent analysis and engagement of your audience. You also need to be consistent with content creation, meaning if you don't post enough, people don't recognize you enough and they can't go through the whole sales cycle and it will go in vain. So this is where writers, designers, and marketers come into play. This is what your team members are going to have to do on a day-to-day basis, week-by-week basis, to keep producing you content and keep getting you inbound leads. It's also time intensive, as you need to iterate scripts, design, record, edit, optimize SEO. You need to post and engage constantly with your audience in the comment section and in the communities. So without well-organized systems and processes to manage a team, it'll become very overwhelming quick and you might burn out and stop making content. So this is a kind of a peek at the inbound lead system marketing funnel. So you first have awareness. So when someone first sees your video for the first time, they have no idea who you are. This is awareness. So now they are aware of you. And then you pique their interest. They watch your first video all the way through. Then you have their interest. This is the stage that most people stay in forever, is awareness, interest. And then this decision and actions, this sale qualified leads. So these people that you're actually targeting, your dream client avatar that is watching your videos, they're eventually going to make a decision to reach out to you. And then they're going to take the action of actually booking the call, buying your product. And from then on, they're your client. And then you bring them on to the referral system. Anyways, that was just a quick crash course on a funnel that I've been working on. So these are the pros of the inbound lead system. You have long-term benefits. So one video can be seen from years from now on, but only needs to be made once. So I can make one video and it can have millions of viewers over the next 7 years. And I've only made it once. I only took a couple minutes, couple hours, couple days to edit, make it, script it, make a thumbnail, everything, post it. And it can be evergreen and last on the internet forever, bringing me leads if it is high quality enough and targeted enough to the person and that problem persists. Next is it brings in more leads. So this exponential growth curve is as one video can reach thousands and millions of leads. This is one of the biggest pros of inbound leads and content marketing. So as you can see, you have exponential growth as you make one video, which is quantity one, and over time it will grow and you'll get you more leads. This is the difference between inbound and outbound leads. Outbound is you send one, you get one result, and it increases as the more you send. So here you might be sending 100 and you get like 10 closes. Here you make one video and in a couple of years you might be getting thousands of leads from that one single video. The next biggest thing that content does for you and inbound marketing is it builds trust and credibility in your customer. This leads to faster sales cycle as it addresses the awareness, interest, decision, and sometimes even action step in the marketing funnel. This also leads to higher quality leads as you attract customers who are already interested in the product. So I made a quick graph comparing the two side by side, inbound leads and outbound leads. So inbound leads, you have immediate results versus in outbound leads, you have immediate results versus inbound leads, which have constant leads over time. You also have a slower sales cycle in outbound leads compared to inbound leads, which has a faster sales cycle, meaning you sell the client faster and you get the money in faster. So for example, an outbound lead, it might take you 5 days to message them and get them a book call, another 2 weeks to get them closed through a bunch of Zoom calls, and then so then the sales cycle on that one would be 2 weeks and 5 days. For an inbound lead, they might watch a couple of videos and then they'll hop on the one call and they're already sold because of the content that you've made. So they already understand everything that you're selling and they buy right then and there. Sales cycle 1 or 2 days for that specific client. Of course, the content took longer, but that's where the exponential growth of inbound content makes. So the next thing, we have linear growth versus exponential growth, as I already touched a little bit on this just a moment ago. Outbound leads, you have 1-to-1 ratio. You can only get one lead, one client from one message. And inbound leads from one video, you can get exponentially infinite amounts of leads if it is the highest quality, craziest video ever. So now that I've explained what to do, the difference is the three main ways to get clients. I have made some different ways you can market it. So this is my full inbound marketing system and what I would expect you guys to be doing. And this is my inbound marketing, which got me dozens of booked calls. So for inbound marketing, it's pretty small. So if we're looking at inbound leads, we're going to reverse engineer this and we're going to figure out why you guys do not have any inbound leads. The first reason why you don't have any inbound leads is no one knows you exist. So why does no one know you exist? Because you're not getting in front of your dream customer. This means you're not making content. If you're not making content, this means you're not producing enough videos to get noticed and build a community. So consistency is super important. The next thing is you're not marketing on the right platforms. So you're not using short form content or long form content to grab the viewer's attention and turn them into die-hard fans. You're also not advertising on any platform. It means you're not running Google or social media ads, meaning you're not retargeting people and you're not converting as many people as you could. You're also not making content that no one cares about. No, you're not making your audience care about the value you are giving them and why they should be watching and listening to you. So the next reason why you don't have any inbound leads is because no one knows you can solve their problems. This means you have no videos or podcasts explaining what your dream customer is, what they're going through, and how you solve them for yourself or how you're going to solve them for them. You're not showing testimonials or past results, so no one believes you can actually do what you did. And you have no authority in your market, meaning you don't attend events, you don't do guest podcasting, you don't have any books, you don't have any blogs, you don't have any webinars, you maybe have a website, but it's kind of shitty, and you don't have any quality value in the form of content because people judge you on your free content and your free value, and they don't judge you on your paid product because they can't see your paid product. They can only see your free value. You also need to build trust through authenticity and honesty. So you can pretty much just blog your journey and be honest with your audience of where you're at and where you're going to be. People also like failure and they like seeing you overcome failure. That's a big thing as well in business and in content marketing. So the clients might not even be aware of your issue, or it could be fixed so they're unaware. They don't even know the problem exists. They obviously have in your business because that's how you're running your business, but they don't know how to solve it and they don't even know what to do. So this means they might have a lack of knowledge. So this is because the issue is too complex, or they're unaware that this issue can even be solved, or they have been having this issue for so long they don't even know what's happening. Some people as well fear change, meaning they're scared of changing. They don't know what to expect. They've tried it before. They have a previous negative experience, which means they failed previously and they're scared of doing it again because they believe if they failed once, they can never succeed again. This probably just means you had a shitty agency partner, and that's what it is. It happens sometimes. You also have a research or knowledge constraint, so you don't know what's possible or you don't have the proper resources to execute on the plan. So if all the negatives combine and why you might not be succeeding with inbound leads, let me tell you how to actually succeed now. So this is why you would have infinite inbound leads, all right? So the first reason would be you're getting eyeballs from your dream clients because you're making high value organic short form content on all relevant platforms, meaning TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, Quora, Medium, any single thing you can think of, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, anything you can reach people on, you should be doing it if your target audience is on there. First thing would be reaction type videos. I know I spelled it wrong. It is what it is, guys. I fixed it right there. We also have controversial type videos, entertainment videos, which are mostly done for reach. We also have skits, threads, LinkedIn carousels. We don't have to do every single one of them, but we do want to have a good mix so we're not boring our audience with the exact same type of content every single time. But if your content values the same type of content, it's also a good idea to keep nailing them with the content that works. Don't fix the broken wheel, just improve it. All right, so the next way you can get infinite eyeballs and infinite clients leads is making high value organic long form content on all relevant platforms. This means making a podcast, and with your podcast, you're going to share insights and storytelling, which means you're sharing insights and real stories about your life and your experiences so people can relate to you and they can see that you solve the problem that they're trying to solve. So they come to you when they want to solve that problem as well. You also want to have podcast guests and interviews. This is amazing for your authority, as you'll be pretty much using the authority of your guests for your own, and you'll be giving them your authority as well. So you want to make sure you're only bringing people that relate to your brand and you relate to their brand, because you don't want to be breaking your brand for any guest. For example, if you're Alex Hormozy, you probably would not have a podcast with Andrew Tate, as he is super controversial and you're not controversial at all, and you're probably not trying to have associations with him as well. So next thing you would be doing is YouTube. Through YouTube, you'll be sharing case studies showing that you can do what people think you can do, and you can complete and solve the problem process breakdown, so you can give them more of an idea of how they can solve the processes themselves and break it down for them. Tips and tricks, pretty much showing people your expertise and how they can solve issues in their lives. You're giving advice for people how to solve their issues and problems and the solutions. Another good one that I've been doing recently is medium blogging as well. This is simply done by repurposing your YouTube videos in a blog format. You can be doing this with AI and ChatGPT pretty easily. You just need to do a couple tweaks in the script and obviously make it more readable and have better copywriting. Another way to do this is running ads to bring in new people in your content ecosystem. Because if you do have all this content, the amazing thing is when you run ads, it's not just direct to sale, right? People consume your ads and then they go consume all of your free content as well. So by the time they're hopping on a call, they're literally already pre-sold. It's bada boom, bada bing. They're making money just like that. All right, so the next reason why you would have infinite leads from inbound is viewers know and trust your authority, meaning you have authority in the market. This is done through making high value organic long form content on all relevant platforms. It can also be done with short form content, but we have found that long form content does this better as you're longer of the viewer, and as we all know, it takes 7 hours to convert someone that has never watched your thing to your customer without even mostly interacting with them and mostly just them watching your content. It's around 7 hours before they fully trust you and they're ready to take action. So this 7 hours would be really hard to do with short form content. You'd have to make thousands of videos. They would have to watch thousands of videos on Instagram, and no one spends that much time on Instagram and TikTok unless people do spend that much time, right? But it's mostly like kids and they're wasting your time. If you're actually going for business owners, it depends your niche. I guess you can make mostly short form content. But the point I'm getting is you need to make content. Long form content closes the 7 hour gap way faster than short form content because they consume it longer. One podcast can be 1 hour. The lead consumes 7 episodes. It's as much as 1,000 60-second videos of normal videos of short form content. So anyways, with podcasting, you'll be selling insights and storytelling, YouTube breakdowns, medium blogging, repurpose scripts on videos. I'd explain this on short form content as well. And then books is a big thing as well that I've been seeing. This is mostly quality over quantity, as books can establish your authority like nothing else, just like how Alex Hormozy did with his $100 million offers and $100 million leads. It creates the most word of mouth and the most authority, but it needs to be packed with so much value that word of mouth sales. That's the key with books, because you don't want to infinitely be marketing them. They should be marketing themselves, and people should be reading them forever if it is that high quality. So don't hire a ghostwriter. Actually write the book with the ghostwriter if you're going to do anything, but make sure it's quality and don't just be pumping out books like it's nothing, because books can be a game changer if you're an expert in your subject. The next way to get infinite leads is for customers to be aware of their problem and come to you for help. So this is done through constantly making content, constant engagement with your customers and clients, also making a community, posting your testimonials and past results. So how do you automate your inbound sales system? There's a bunch of different ways that you can have an inbound sales system. You can fully automated, which means someone watches a video, they click on your website and they buy it. This is best for standardized products such as courses, community access, consulting, mentoring, and selling SOPs such as like a standard operating procedure for outbound setters, as that would be needed if you want to scale an outbound team, and it can easily be sold and that person can easily take and implement it into their outbound setters. One-to-many, which would be like webinar sales, VSL funnels, and community Q&A calls, which would be converting lots of people at once into your clients. Another way is personalized, so this means they would be closed on a one-on-one call with you or your sales team, and this would be best for customized systems for customers to solve their specific issues, which we mainly deal with. So if you have a specific marketing and sales issue in your business that you want fixed, or if you want your inbound system built, there's a link below. You can book a call with us and we build the whole system, automated, hire the talent, literally have it all built and done for you within 90 days. So the next way you can do this is follow-up. So you can do this with inbound setters, email lists, or community manager, for example, on Discord, school, and community websites like that as well. So if you set up this whole system, you have inbound marketing galore, you have major traffic. So now, how do we do outbound marketing is another big thing. So for outbound marketing, it's mostly done through social media outreach process infrastructure. So I'll be explaining to you guys how we do cold outbound marketing. And this is mostly done through social media is an example. You can do this through email and cold calling, but we found that social media has been getting us the best results. So the biggest thing is the personal brand and company. If you don't have one in yourself, you don't have authority online, it'll be very hard to convert people with outbound marketing, as when they go on your profile, they're like, who the heck is this guy? So the first thing you do is find prospect guru, or you find your list, right? You build your email list. This can be done in multiple different ways. We have specific formulas you can input into Google to find your exact ideal client. There's a bunch of ways to build lists. You can design a bunch of websites as well. You can scrape, you can hire VAs. But for this example, we're going to say you found a prospect guru. You message the lead. There's a bunch of different ways you can do this with direct approach, value upfront, or one-line questions. Direct approach would be like, hey, I can make you 50K in a month. This is direct approach. They respond, you send them your offer, and then you get them on a call. Another way you can do this is offer upfront. So you can send them a free package. Like for example, when I used to outreach to podcasters, I would send them free clips, and that would be value upfront, free clips that they can use for their social media and post as well. And that would open the conversation as I am leading with value. Another way would be a one-line question, like for example, hey, have you ever tried making content and growing your brand online to get inbound leads? They would respond. Once you get the reply, you send them the VSL, which automatically gets them up a call. And then they go to your closing team, which they then call as well, which you have SOPs for every single step of this process in a Notion document as well. If you guys book a call with me, I will send you the whole system for free as well. Link down below. So this is kind of an example of how the system works on average. So you message 1 million prospects with your team. If we're estimating a 10% reply rate from that million, you'd be getting 100K replies. And from the 100K, let's estimate you get another 10% conversion to your VSL being sent. And from there, you get another, I would say from the VSL, it converts very well. If you have a really good one and you're down to this process, you should be booking around 50%. So that'd be 50% conversion rate. And from there, 500 sales. So this is around how our analytics look. Of course, to be better on different niches and different markets, but this is around what you can expect if you build a crazy team. Of course, this is like put it all the way up. You get way better results than this, but this is kind of an estimate. But if you're doing 500 sales and the 500 sales are like 10K, then you're making huge bank. Anyway, so it's kind of how we've built our team for the cold outreach. We have the cold outreach marketing director, which has team leads, and each team has around 6 people which be outreaching, and they all message the lead with the different approaches, and they all book the calls. This is kind of how our compensation looks. We have 5% for the marketing lead for every sale that the team makes, and then they also get 5% of the sales. So for example, if the client has a 7K lifetime value, which means they make us 7K in the whole time we have them as a client, we can be offering the setters $500 plus a 2% bonus, for example. So what we need with this is platform optimization. So if you're doing IG, Facebook, Twitter, any of those platforms, you want to optimize directly for that platform. Is people react differently and act differently on each platform. You want to optimize the account for the optimal reply rate and booking rate, because people always check the account when you send them a message to see if you're legit, what's on your account, and see if you're a scam or not. So when they reply to the first message, you have a follow-up sequence if they didn't reply, and then eventually you send them the VSL, and if they're warm interested, they would book a call directly, and they're cold, and you would go with another follow-up sequence. And that's pretty much the whole outbound marketing system. Of course, is SOPs and this crazy system and processes that I haven't showed you. I haven't even showed you the tracking sheet, all the back-end stuff, but that is all confidential unless you want to hop on a call and I can explain exactly how we can implement it in your business. Link down below. Goodbye. Hopefully you guys got value. Message down below what type of video you want me to do next. Appreciate it a lot. I'll see you guys on the call.